USBC just dropped the results of the survey regarding the urethane ban.
Urethane is a weapon available to everyone. I'm not playing with you, I'm playing against you. So if this ball is allowed and it works, I'm taking that ball and I'm utilizing it.
This survey is like a green light for USBC to proceed with some kind of urethane chain. If you want to make it simple, you can ask, you want urethane ban, you don't want urethane ban, and you don't have opinion on that. That's it.
You see a clear issue. Why do you need to create such a big fuss out of it? You're creating surveys like they impact something, so just do the change, justify it with facts. That's it.
Guys, just a heads up before we start. This show is not about expert opinions. This show is purely about entertainment. We might choose controversial topics, provoke, make a joke or two about ourselves or other players. Sometimes we will say things just to start the conversation. What you hear isn't always about our personal opinion. We're just voicing what people might be thinking, but just scared to say out loud. And if you enjoy this kind of bowling content, please subscribe to our channel. That's the only thing that we ask, and it really helps us to improve our content to you. So thank you so much.
So, another week, another discussion about urethanes. I really hope that this week we will be able to talk about something else.
We actually been prepared for another
Yep.
topic because this is a weekly podcast and we try to, speak about something in bowling every week. But, USBC is dropping bombs every now and then, so we have to speak about that. So USBC just dropped the results of the survey regarding the urethane ban, the potential urethane ban. So was you surprised with the results?
I don't know. I really don't know what I was expecting out of it. I think in general, like if we are talking about personal opinions, I don't know if this survey is something that was needed in general. You can clearly see the thoughts of people everywhere where you go, and this survey was nothing new. And is it actually impacting the decision that USBC makes? Well, that's another question that I don't know. We had 21 almost thousand responses, right? So if you look at it from one hand, it's a big number, but in US there are like 1 million sanctioned players.
More than, yeah, almost.
So 20,000 is actually nothing.
It's not nothing. It's still something, but just how they made the survey is actually pretty interesting because they not only questioned the people from social media, but also talked with the pros and the youth guys from Open Championships and from Women's Championships and collegiate bowling. So it shows a little bit bigger picture of what different player categories thinks about this potential urethane outcome. But talking from my perspective, I believe that this survey is actually is like a green light for USBC to proceed with some kind of urethane change, and that's probably been the main purpose of this survey in the beginning. So just to be on the same page with our viewers, maybe we can start with reviewing the numbers and what the survey says. And you already mentioned that it was almost 21,000 responses. Yeah. It's a massive, well, in this case, massive turnouts. It shows that, a lot of people are very into this topic and they want to express their feelings and thoughts on it. And what do we have? We have more than 57% respondents that they want some kind of a change.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of different comments on social media that this survey doesn't represent anything, that it's quite opposite of what it says, because more than 38% wants things to stay as they are right now, saying that this is the majority of what people are thinking, because only more than 36% of responses wanted a full ban. But if you look at the big picture, the change is not only the full ban, but it's also stricter specs like minimum hardness of 78 hardness rule, how it's implied on USBC approved competition, and also some people just want the restrictions to be in at national tournaments. So you have to add those numbers to have a full picture. So that's where those 57% of responses that they want some kind of a change in urethane comes from. From my perspective, I was expecting a little bit bigger number of people who wants any kind of change in urethane topic, because it's very. If you ask about urethane, whatever player it is, they have their opinion. In general, 57% is quite a little number from my perspective. I was hoping a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's I think important to mention. You already said that USBC surveyed not only like general public, but as well as the pros, the youth, and so on. So I think that's a very important thing, is that according to the results, pros are mostly not in support for the ban. Youth players, they would like to maybe some stricter regulations, but they are also not in support of the ban. And then the wider audience is probably where the most of the ban urethane answers came in. So I think that speaks volumes, because I think this is just my personal observation. This is not necessarily true, but reading the comments, and we had lots of comments and lots of opinions about this urethane ban on social media. To me, it looks like most of the younger players, most of the people who are competing in maybe a bit higher level, they are all just say urethane is a weapon available to everyone. I'm not playing with you, I'm playing against you. So if this ball is allowed and it works, I'm taking that ball and I'm utilizing it. And, maybe a bit wiser and older audience, well, these people are mostly, as I see, they are mostly against it. So that's where this big difference comes. If we look at the pros, at the youngins, they want regulation, and I think that's natural. Belmo also made a post today about the history of how PBA is dealing with, for example, softer balls, and how that's a great initiative to control and address the concerns that people have. So maybe that's the answer. You don't need to take the easy way out, ban the thing, and move on, because that will create different set of problems that might create even bigger problems, actually. So maybe just stricter regulation is actually the answer.
Yeah, and USBC is going that path. They made it clear in the survey that they're not thinking about banning urethane as a whole, in all competitions that USBC is a part of, or regulates, or makes impact on them. Their main thing is that they want a very strict and clear rules in those big competitions like nationals, championships, and so on. They need to regulate those balls because it's a big issue in there. But in general, like in league play or smaller tournaments that are USBC approved in some way, but tournament organizers wants to allow urethane, they will have full allowance to do that. And they made it clear in the post. They also made clear what kind of bowling balls will be or would be impacted if the stricter rules of urethane would be applied in upcoming months or years. So it's this survey, I'm not looking at those numbers like the main outcome of it. I'm just looking at it like additional comment from USBC on the whole perspective, how they see this issue and how they are going to proceed to make changes on it. And their next steps will be like to review all the data that they collected, the talks from manufacturers, from stakeholders, what they say about it, and to review all the feedback and to make some kind of a change, if at all any change will be applied, but in my opinion it will. They will probably make effect just on national tournaments and on hardness standards for urethane. They will probably raise it to 78 hardness rule just to apply in competition that is let's say a higher level, like youth tournaments, collegiate bowling, and that kind of tournaments. But they made it clear that they will have no stricter regulations that would force any kind of refund for the bowling ball or just those retro bans planned or something. So it's this survey and it's USBC's comment on it allowed us to see a clear picture of where they are moving, and I think that this is the most important part of this survey in general.
Yeah, but I said before, about the legitimacy of this survey, and yes, it gives us now a bit more understanding, what they are trying to do and so on. But in general, if you look at this whole situation, the initial message of USBC, what they, announced, and it made everyone believe that, a ban might be coming, and I mean, if you want to change something, you have an example. PBA already has this 78 hardness rule. You see clearly that you need stricter regulations, right? Because it's obvious. I mean, without any surveys, everyone can tell that these discussions arise just because there is no clear identification how the ball should be made, how it should be played. So you see a clear issue. Why do you need to create such a big fuss out of it? You're creating surveys like they impact something just to justify your opinions and changes, while after the survey we now see that 39 something, 38 something percent of people don't want any change. So you understand that there will still be people who are not happy with this change. But the change is needed, it is clear, so just do the change, justify it with facts, that's it.
Yeah, but there would be no democracy in
There will be no drama.
Or maybe the opposite, maybe the drama would be even bigger if the decision is made with no one in attendance of knowing what's going on. I believe that USBC is making that survey not just to justify their decision on how to make it. They most definitely know that urethanes are in some kind of an issue in bowling community, whether it's you like it or not, but urethane is a big topic and everybody has their opinion, and it's not always very good one. But as I'm seeing it, USBC is taking this survey, asking people what they think. They collect the data, they make observation, they make evaluation of the data, just print it out for the public to see it, just just because people need to see what they generally think, what the community, whatever it is, like a million
But
people
still,
or 20,000.
yes, I understand what you're saying, but then maybe the correct way would be to take 1,000 or something players selected randomly, give them the survey, and that would give you the more accurate results.
But it's
now
actually what they did. They
but
asked
now,
different.
but now it's just you give a link to the on your Facebook account, and everyone can access it. I filled it out. I'm from Lithuania.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever, but I'm not a USBC member. So how can I impact the decisions that is made
You're not impacting. Like
in US?
USBC will make the decision no matter
So
who.
that's what I'm saying. So it means
Okay,
that
I see the
it
point.
means
I
that
see the
this
point.
survey is not relevant at all. Then.
No, it's not relevant in the way that they made Instagram or Facebook posts, but they divided it in the public survey. You have all the results, you have Facebook responses, you have Instagram responses, you have Open Championship responses, women's PBA,
Well, this women's
collegiate.
open,
Yeah.
it's nice.
But
The
look,
social ones.
what it shows you, those columns are pretty much the same, whatever results came from Facebook, Instagram, collegiate bowling, whatever. The columns are pretty much the same ones, because in general, those people who responded has pretty much the same thought on urethane. So is it very valid? Is it it will impact any kind of make any kind of impact for USBC to take decision? But can it show for the general public what they actually think? Yes, and that's really important for communication, because people, you have your own opinion, you have your neighbor's opinion, you have your teammates' opinion, but you don't have the general opinion of the the public.
Fine.
So
I guess
it's really
I
important.
guess that's good. Although it is clear that from all the feedback from people, everyone also interprets this survey and its results however they want.
Of course.
When some people say that 57% want change because it is clear, like 38 want it banned, 17 want some kind of additional regulation. So you add those numbers up because, well, these are two responses that clearly want to change something. They are not happy with the current situation, and then 38 want to keep it the way it is. And we are still, well, some comments are still stating that, well, it's not how it's supposed to be.
If you
38 want to change that's a majority, so keep it.
There's lies, bigger lies than data. So those three things. But if you want to make it simple, you can ask, you want urethane ban? Just free options. You want urethane ban, you don't want urethane ban, and you don't have opinion on that. That's it. Don't divide any, like, I want some kind of a regulation for 78 hardness rule. I want to ban it just in nationals. I want it banned in something.
I think it should be, do you want it some changes, you don't want any changes, and then I don't care. Because
Yes.
ban is one of the changes,
Yes.
part of the changes,
Exactly.
which is like super
And then
strict.
it comes to interpretation of every reader who sees the survey. But it's on them. It's not USBC's fault. I mean, every survey can be made better, and but it is what it is, and you can read those results, and, well, majority of people want any kind of change, whatever it is, but they want it.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out, and I think my personal opinion here and my prediction is that it will be just 78 hardness rule applied to national tournaments and championships, and that's that.
For me, the main the main outcome of this is that, general public that are, league players, smaller tournament players, they won't be affected. And that's the majority of people. And that's the most important part of the, clarification. That's like 95% of bowlers just like dropped out from the, from all the fuss of urethane ban because they won't be affected in any way. At least, maybe you're, I don't know, competing in collegiate bowling, or maybe you're on some kind of a bigger women or men's events, or maybe on PBA, then yes, this further, decisions that USBC will make in the future can affect you. But I think that just those traditional urethane bowling balls will be out of competition. We will have bowling balls that have particles or are just a little bit parts of urethane in it will be allowed in competition, but that would be it. So USBC is meeting in late August or early September. We will have clear picture of what's going on. Hopefully to connect with USBC to have their comments on the survey and how everything will go on. So do you have any additional things you want to add to the story?
I don't think there is anything else to add. Just I'm very curious about what you guys are thinking about the survey. Do you think it's legit, or did it actually showcase the things that USBC wanted to showcase? So that's a very interesting thing, and yeah, we'll see how it plays out. And for now, that's it. Keep on striking.